Hey, I hope that actually went through because I don't know if it messed with any sound settings with the new XSplit update. I don't know.
I don't know.
I guess I'll find out in post.
Doing it live. We're just gonna do it.
Do it live.
I am confused. It hurts my head. Just go full Woody Allen the whole show. God, just every time we do this live show, I just get so nervous.
And thanks for watching this week. We'll see you guys next time. Welcome to episode 24. For, God, what is this? Is this September? It's August still? I don't even know. August 25th? 2016?
September next week.
It is. Oh my God, dude, the fair started today. State Fair, Minnesota State Fair started today. Now that means that there's only 2 more weeks until the little shit kids go back to high school. I cannot wait.
Mr. Lionsville says, Sam, you're gorgeous tonight. Thank you. I just put my hair up because
he saw you were in the chat and he wanted to look good for you. I know this is true because this happened pre-show.
Pre-show? Dude, yeah, I can't wait for fucking little shits. Get out of my face.
You know,
I was like driving the other day and I was going to the gas station and they're like, I took a left out of going deeper into my neighborhood to go around the back way because I was going on a quick trip. And, you know, there's a lot of kids in my neighborhood and I'm like, that's fine. It's cool and everything. Like, but we have sidewalks in my neighborhood, like pretty wide sidewalks. Mm-hmm. And there's like this group of like 5-6 kids on bikes, scooters, and skateboards just going down the middle of the road. And I'm like, you guys, like, I don't even care if you're on the side of the road. Just like, why are you going down the middle of the road? And I was going the full, like, amount I could go. I was going, like, because I think it's like 30 or 35. And I was going, like, 35 or 34. And I'm just like, oh, my God. And I slowed down because I was, like, I was far away from him. I wasn't going to hit him. But I was just like, God, like, fucking kids.
I'm just pissed off. I'm just mad when they won't get off my damn lawn. You know?
Get off my damn lawn. Just like Clint Eastwood, get off my lawn.
Here's the sucky thing. You can't yell at them and be like, why don't you go to school? Because there's no school right now. So
there's no school
you
right
can't,
now.
like, you know, it's like, how do you educate these kids when there's no school?
I'm going to be like 70, right? I'm going to be like in that episode of Family Guy with Stu, he's like, back in my day, we had real music. Katy Perry. Justin Bieber.
See that picture I posted on Facebook
All time low.
I gotta find it.
Which one?
I posted a picture on Facebook earlier. I think it was yesterday. I'll have to look for it, but I'll show it to you in a second.
Oh, the one where it was like, you found a picture of your grandfather in 1969 or whatever. It's like this like guy like this in a suit.
There it is. I found it.
And then
I'm gonna throw it up on this thing. There.
Yeah. Because you know what? And it's not like, or 2090, 2016. Like, and it's like not meant to be offensive, I don't think. It's just kind of because it's kind of true. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about all the cosplay photos or cosplay pictures that, like, there's so many venues and technology to take pictures with, you know, and nerddom is bigger than it was back then. And
I don't know how to tell you this.
Like
that's not a cosplay picture.
It's like a sexual.
You know
picture,
that
like,
people just like do that, right? Like, people
definitely.
do that. Yep.
Definitely. Oh man, so what'd you play this week, bruh?
Other than the usual, I've been playing a lot of Hearthstone. The new Karazhan adventure came out. And of course, they release a wing every week, so every week I jump in there and I do the current wing, unlock the current cards, and have a good time. It's fun. They did put in a
good time.
So like the heroic, so the adventures have the regular wings and then they have the heroic wings. The regular wings you defeat and it gives you like cards to play with, new cards. The heroic wings are like really unfair versions of the regular ones. But a lot of people find like cheese decks that, like, you know, will always win. And that's great because the heroic one unlocks usually a card back, right? And the only way to get the card back is to defeat it on heroic. Well, I don't know if you know anything about the WoW Karazhan had a chess event in it. And this boss fight, you in your raid would take control of chess pieces and use them to fight other chess pieces. And it was actually a really, really, really cool encounter. Really hard to do solo because, you know, it's a chess game. But it was doable. So in the Hearthstone in the Karazhan, One Night in Karazhan Adventure, there's a chess event battle where you get a deck of chess pieces and your opponent has chess pieces, and your chess pieces will automatically attack whatever's in front of it at the end of the turn. So you actually have to play chess. So there's regular pawns that do 1 damage directly across. If there's like a even number and an odd number up here, it'll hit both of them, right? So it'll hit in between, whatever.
Okay.
There's ones that hit for 2, there's one that hits for 7, there's one that heals its next door neighbors for 2. The regular chess event was a lot of fun. It was a really fun game. But then the heroic one is literally unfair, and there's no way to just like beat it, right? You rely completely on RNG to get the right pieces, and for your computer controlled AI to not get the right pieces. So I must have tried it like 15 times. I got so frustrated, I gave up. I'll just never get this card back now because of that. Just straight up, it's just not gonna happen. Yeah, it's not even worth it to beat heroic. That's exactly what Mr. Lionsoul said in chat. It's just not. It is because it's like when something pisses you off and you finally defeat it, you're like, I have defeated you. I never have to touch you again. I'm done. This time, it's going to be, 99% complete for me. It's just how it's going to be. But other than that, obviously, Overwatch, always. I don't see why not. But there were 2 new games that I played this week that I really liked. How do you pronounce the first one? Oklos?
I think it's just Oklos, because if it's Greek, then I would assume it's just Oklos.
Got it. Oklos. Yeah. If you don't know what this is, look it up. Okhlos. Oklos. So if
I just looked this up.
Right, and it's fucking cool, right?
It is. It's pretty sick looking.
So if you've ever heard of Wonderful 101, it's a game where you control a mob of heroes, right? So it's almost like Katamari in a way, a little bit. So in Oklos, it takes place in ancient Greece. You are a scholar. And so with one of your controls, also like mouse and keyboard I use, you move your scholar around. Your scholar, you don't want him to die. You can pick up more scholars, which is like your life. And you can also pick up soldiers and defenders and slaves and citizens, and they all play different roles. You basically collect animals too. You basically collect a mob. And this mob is what does all your fighting. The mob, depending on if you have enough, so slaves can pick up objects, right? So if you have a slave and you run over meat, the slave will pick up the meat, which you can use to heal your mob and yourself. So you just like run around collecting a mob that will follow you and like kill people for you. So you can like work the mob up, and like they get so frenzied that they can actually destroy buildings and all this crap. It's like really, really, really fun. It's incredibly cool. Like I haven't seen a game quite like this ever, other than like Wonderful 101, which I didn't really like because the camera was kind of crap. It's the only thing I couldn't really get over. But yeah, I would highly recommend checking out Oklos. Google it, download it. It's on sale right now. Like, just do it. It's so fucking cool. Okay, the other game I played, and I didn't expect to play this, but then I was watching somebody on YouTube that I follow play it. I don't actually really remember who it was. Paragons. So Paragon is the last.
This game looks sick.
Right. So this is the last of the quote unquote Overwatch clones that were all coming out at the same time. It's not. It's just a MOBA. It's actually more like Smite, which is my favorite MOBA because I prefer the action controls. Say. Yeah.
I saw some people on Facebook bitching about it, and it was like, nah, dude, this looks a little different. Like, this doesn't look like Battleborn, okay? Like, this looks like straight up Smite.
Right. Battleborn,
like different looking.
Battleborn's a shooter. It's a shooter MOBA. Mm-hmm. Overwatch is a shooter team-based objective game. Paragon is a action-based MOBA, right? So, like I said, it's like Smite. I prefer that. I don't like clicking around and shit. I don't really have. I just don't enjoy that as much. But in all other respects, it is your basic MOBA. Except you can, in this game, and a lot of games are doing this nowadays, but you build like a deck of items to bring in with you. You open up card packs that have, it's like, I think Battleborn did this too. I can't remember One of the games I played recently did that. It was a MOBA. Anyway, what drew me to this was the graphics and the animations. The animations on the characters are like scarily good. Like it's like actually almost getting to the point where it's a little bit too creepy to play. There's one dude who's like a stealth dude, and he almost looks like a gimp suit. He's like a melee dude, but the way he runs is so incredibly creepy. He reminds me of Voldo from Soul Calibur. When I see him running at me, it freaks me the fuck out. Like it's like, ooh.
Stop it.
But like graphically, it's fucking phenomenal. I cannot
what's the
believe
character's
it.
name?
I don't know. I've only played it. I played I think 7 games total.
Okay, I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say that Howitzer is the best character because it's a cat face in a mech suit.
No, so far the guy who rides is like a little dude who rides a dinosaur that can put turrets down and throw Molotov cocktails. That's my favorite one that I discovered today. It is like
that's awesome,
but like it's a little desaturated for my taste because I don't really like games that don't have any color. There was that whole trend of like add more brown, right, to make it real. I don't generally tend to like that. This game is a lot of black and a lot of dark and desaturation, but it's still, like I said, visually it's so stunning. It's totally okay. Like I'm actually really in love with this game. I didn't think I would like another MOBA other than Smite and like Heroes of the Storm, right? But yeah, so that's what I've been playing this week. What have you been playing this week?
Dude, okay, so...
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Paragon is in open beta, so you can just go download it for free right now if you want.
Oh, yeah. It's free right now with free heroes every 3 weeks is what I just read. I've been playing Overwatch, obviously, and then I've been going... So, here's the thing. Been going really hard on Kingdom Hearts, because now I am on Kingdom Hearts Unchained X on my iPad. I'm at a point now where it's really easy to get stuck. And because I haven't spent real money on my game, except for one time for one medal,
right,
I'm not ahead like a lot of other people are. Because I've recently discovered that if you don't spend money often enough, it's going to take you that much longer to progress through the game.
Right.
And me and One Tough Nerd were talking about it. And they just released another 25 missions today for Beast Castle.
Okay.
But before this, it ended at mission 425. And that boss, and I'm not going to say who the boss is because it's a spoiler, but that boss has like 13 or 15 life bars.
Is it Riku?
And you only have to get... No, Riku's not even born yet at this point. But like...
Spoilers, damn, dude.
Wow. Okay, so anyway...
Is it Anthem?
You only have to get her down... Dude, it's...
her.
It's Cloud. Actually, you do have to...
You said her.
You do have to fight Cloud early.
You said her.
Yeah, shit. Okay. It's one of the foretellers. It's the leopard foreteller.
I don't know what that means, so that's okay.
Okay, well, it's, you're... Shut up. Okay, so anyways, like, it's, like, really hard. You have to have really strong metals, and you have to have the right kind.
Sure.
And what sucked is that me and Brian, the One Tough Nerd, we were talking about it, and he was like, if you have this metal or this metal, it'll work because it'll take her defense buff away.
Sure.
And I'm like, I don't have that. And the metal he was referring to was the Alice from Alice in Wonderland, and that's an epic metal.
Okay.
So it's like really hard to get when you're doing the little roulette thing when you're drawing metals and shit.
Sure.
But anyways, what I had to do, and I didn't even get all the objectives because I just beat it normally because there was no way. The objectives are complete without continuing, defeat her within 3 turns, defeat her within 3 turns.
Within 3 turns, really?
Her. Yeah.
Holy shit.
There's no way to do that without taking the defense buff away, which I don't have any metal that does that.
Sure.
So what I had to do was before you go into a mission, you can borrow a friend's medal for your 7th medal or your 6th medal.
Right.
Just like in a lot of mobile games, like in Puzzles and Dragons, and somebody shared a nominee medal, so I borrowed it, and basically that mirrors. So I just mirrored her defense buff, so I would survive. long enough to beat her.
So you
And
basically turtled. You like turtle defensed. You just
yeah,
said, "Screw it, I'll
yeah,
ask you." That's fine.
yep. And now I'm worried because what I'm worried about is when they quit doing the browser game in Japan, it ended at 500 missions. So I don't know what that means. But all I know
What's it
for
up to
sure,
right now?
450.
Oh, I'm sure it's not going to end at 500. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't, because I haven't read anything online because I'm trying not to spoil the story for me.
Right.
But that prologue game, the HG 2.8 whatever, that comes out, or final prologue whatever it's called, that comes out in December I think, or something.
Yeah.
So like that has like a 1 hour movie that takes place after Unchained X does. So I don't know. Maybe they're gonna keep doing missions until it goes up to that or something, or what. But
right.
There's also right now a Jungle Book event. I don't know why, because Jungle Book's not in any of the KH games. But you can get a Baloo and Mowgli medal, and you can get a King Louie medal, and then you can fuse them together to make the Mowgli and Pals medal, and that heals you and buffs you at the same time. So like, I would highly recommend you using that medal. Anyways, I've been playing that.
Well,
I play a little bit of Hero
I
Clicks.
do want to say I did read ahead, and spoilers, Riku and Sora end up in the story at one point. But that's not until Kingdom Hearts 1, so don't even worry about it. Troll.
I have been playing. I played some Hero Clicks, and I have been playing some Magic. You know what, dude? Magic's really not that fun to me anymore.
No, you're just kind of out of it for this. Is it just this block, or like what's going on?
No, it's just I was playing EDH the other day, and I was just sitting there, and I'm like, this is dumb. Like, I don't want to play this. Like,
maybe you're just kind of on a lull now.
Maybe I'm just kind of over it. Yeah, I don't know. I think you might be right. Because what it seems like is every time I get together and play Magic with homies, and I don't play as often as these guys do, if I'm not giving Magic my full attention, then I can't get good at it.
That's true.
Like, with Weiss Schwartz and Pokemon, it's very easy to walk away from for a couple of years and go back right into it and be like, okay, I know what to do.
Sure.
Especially Weiss Schwartz. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, no. Weiss is like one of the easiest games to learn and like to just pick back up and play. Like they don't really ever add mechanics, right? So like I won't start playing it tomorrow and be like, wait, what does this keyword mean? I don't understand this. Like they've added like resonance and like that's really it.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing too, is like there's so many combos and things and combinations of things you can do with a deck in Magic that every time I walk away from the game for even just like 4 months or 3 months or so, I come back and I'm like, well, okay. Like, you know what I mean?
you just get OTK'd and you're like, well, all right. Never mind.
Yeah.
I guess I don't want to play this.
I feel like the only Magic thing I'd be good at is Standard, and that costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it does.
Because Standard, you're playing a certain amount of sets that have a certain amount of mechanics in it.
Right.
And then you move on and you move on.
There's only so much you can do in like a block, right?
Yeah. And it's
unlike,
I don't know.
What is the other one, like Modern? Or is it Legacy that's like everything?
Legacy is, there's a ban list, and there's it's mostly just everything. But like even then, there's only a couple of viable decks in that set
suppose.
that's like whatever.
Right.
But this Sunday, and we'll get into this right now. This Sunday, I'm gonna draft Conspiracy. So if you haven't heard of Conspiracy, it's this way of drafting. You go and buy Conspiracy packs. You get together with 4 to 8 people, and you draft cards. And there are some cards that are like Conspiracy cards. So it says like, if you draft this, so here's a Custody Peacekeeper. He's a 2/3 human cleric. He costs 2 colorless and a white. It says, reveal Custody Peacekeeper, draft it, and note how many cards you've drafted this draft round, including Custody Peacekeeper. So then you got to write down what you've drafted.
Right.
And then it says, then it has an ability that says 1 white, and then tap it. Tap target creature with power less than or equal to the highest number you noted for cards named Custody Peacekeeper. So there's cards in it that like make you do stuff.
Right.
And then there's conspiracy cards.
Right.
And then it says you start the game with the conspiracy face down in the command zone, and secretly name 2 different cards. You may turn this conspiracy face up at any time and reveal the chosen names. And then it says whenever you cast a creature spell with one of the chosen names, you may search your library for a creature card with other chosen name, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle your library. So there's these little conspiracies that you start at the beginning of the game and you flip them up,
Right.
and it affects the board or it affects you and whatever. So I'm gonna draft that this Sunday and then I'll report back.
I just want to say,
Next.
Mr. Lionsoul in chat said, I left and came back with my deck going up $400 in value. MTG is love. Well, it happens, you know? Like, certain cards all of a sudden will become staples and incredible, and then boom, you're sitting on a gold mine, you know?
Sitting on a gold mine.
Like, Magic is one of those... Like we've known people who have made a ton of money on Magic cards. You know what I mean? Like...
Oh, yeah.
Corey, one of the... You remember Corey, obviously. Corey, he paid for his wedding with his Magic cards that he bought and said, okay, I'm going to sit on these for X amount of years. They're going to go up in value. He knows the market. He knew what was in the set, why it was going to be expensive. And he paid for his wedding. So, you know,
That's,
sure.
You know, that's pretty baller. Like, you can't even go wrong. Like,
It's
with
true.
that. Like, so, and they're normal price booster set. They're
Yeah,
not like a
like,
special kind
I
of
totally
price,
forgot about
so.
Conspiracy, because that was a thing like a while ago. I remember people were like going crazy, like, oh, Conspiracy is great. And then like I
Yeah, this
didn't
is a
hear about it
newer
for like a
one.
long time, right?
Because I thought for a while they weren't going to do it anymore because it didn't really
Right.
take off, and it came with those really big sideways cards that
yep.
had like they were like planes or whatever.
Sure.
And then they did it again, I think, and then it kind of took off, and now they're doing this one, and this one's called Take the Crown, or whatever. I think, yeah. Oh yeah, Conspiracy Take the Crown, and they're just normal price booster packs, so you can just go pick up. I'm gonna go pick up 3 of them. And then go over to my buddy's house and we're going to play it.
Sweet.
See how that goes down. I will report back to that later on. And speaking of some tabletop, though, before I get into some video game stuff, I bought a box of Card-Ass Masters G Crusade System Card Series. This is... whatever the studio is, let me look it up. But I never talked about it on the show because there's not a lot of us here who play it. I'm actually probably the only person I know in any of my anime card game friends, like people who probably like fucking bought this.
Right.
Like I don't think anyone else is gonna play with me. They might, you know. There's a ton of Zebek. Studio Zebek was an anime studio. They still do stuff. They've done To Love Ru and other stuff, other Sunrise things. But there's a Zebek Crusade series, and this is one of them. This is Martian's successor, Nadesco, focusing on the Cyber Fairy, which is Ruri. She's on the frontier. The Ruri on the top is 16 years old, and this is the 12-year-old Ruri down here. She's from the movie and she's from the series. Okay. It's a great anime series. I love it. Even if you don't like anime, it's a great sci-fi.
Now,
but
before you go on,
a lot of...
I want to point out, I remember, I think it was like 2 years ago, I asked you what would be the Weiss set that you want the most. And I know
Martian successor Nadesco.
You did say that, and I know this is not Weiss, it's Chaos, right? Crusade, sorry.
Yeah.
How does it feel to have these cards in your hand right now?
I geeked out. Like, I geeked out really hard. Because, like, every time I opened a card or a booster and I saw what the rare was, I was like, oh, this is a keto and this is, you know, like this is, I know what this is. This is the Moon Astabalis he uses. The 3 main pilots of the Nadesco. And then that's when they get married in the Sega Saturn game, and like, it was like a visual novel or some weird shit.
So you would say hashtag feels good, man.
Oh yeah. Like I even shared pictures on my cousin Mario's Discord, because he's the one who showed me this anime when I was really young, and he really loves Nadesco. When I pulled this is the Nadesco coming out of the water, because like the launch pad was under the water, so it would hide from enemies, and it like comes out the water all badass, and it's like all shiny and shit. Like is so badass. And like the promo deck. Okay, so like, you know, when you buy a box of Weiss cards or even Vanguard cards now, they come with a promo.
Right.
And this came with a promo, and the promo was shiny, and I was like, "What? Like that's dope." And I don't know if
you can kind of
some
see a
of them
little
aren't
bit,
shiny or what. But like, yeah, it was. I thought that was really sick. And then the guy on eBay sent me a random Weiss card and in a random zillions of enemy X sleeve. I don't know why.
Okay.
But yeah, Japan card shop on eBay. They're legit. They're pretty cool. I only paid $40 for this. It's probably. I think the MSRP is 63 yen, if that's what the 63 means up there. But
63
it was really cool. I'm probably
yen.
gonna buy it.
That's
So it'd be 6,300, which would be $63.
right.
I think.
Right. Around
But yeah,
there.
there was
I know
15
that the yen's getting a little bit higher again. So.
Yeah, there was 15 packs in it, and I thought it was really cool. I don't know if I'll ever learn how to play. I want to, because I'm watching a Rurouni Kenshin set right now, and I know that was one of the ones that you said that you wanted a white set for.
Yep. It was that or Hellsing.
Yeah, the way Crusade does it is they do it by studio. They don't do it by anime.
Sure.
So there's like Sunrise Crusade, there's Z-Back, which is this.
Okay.
And then there's other ones, and I don't know, man. Like it kind of plays like Magic from what I can tell. So like some of these cards you place upside down, and because they have the little resource symbol at the bottom corner there.
Sure.
You play them upside down, and then that's like the thing. Oh, Bandai. Bandai was another one that was a set. I'm still watching this Disgaea D2 extra booster for $35.
It's still on there?
It's still no
Damn.
one's buying it.
Dude, that was like over a year ago. You know that, right? You started watching that.
I've been watching it for so long. He just keeps relisting it.
Just
here,
buy it
Bandai
from
Crusade.
the poor guy.
I know. I should. Bandai Crusade Rurouni Kenshin booster pack. This is an older set, so it's a little more expensive, but it's $57. I don't know. Like I almost just want to buy boxes of these because they're so cool. Like in Weiss, you know, they're doing a lot of current stuff. Like the next trial that coming out for Weiss is Kisniver, which was the anime that aired last season. You know, they keep current, you know. And this is Nadesco, which is a 90s anime. They came out with this set, so it's like
every once in a while, like I noticed that there's always like one set that's old. They just did what is it like? It's like Rini. I don't know what it's called, but RANNI.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And then they did like Shin-Chan before that, and then
because Shin-Chan is super old. We all know Shin-Chan is like
super old.
There's a new movie coming out, and they do new stuff every once in a while. But yeah, for the most
all
part,
I know is for white stuff, I have an undisclosed amount of boxes pre-ordered for Excel World Infinite Burst. I'm pretty excited. The new cards look amazing. I cannot wait.
Yeah, dude, that's sick.
Cannot wait. Finally, I can like have a really good Excel World deck because I didn't get enough of certain cards from the original. Unfortunately. The level 3 the level 3
Oh, you bought a box of that, didn't you, right?
Of original Excel World? I think I've got
new one, the Infinite Burst.
Yeah. It comes out on the 2nd. And so it's still on
so you
pre-order.
haven't gotten it yet.
No.
Okay.
When I do, believe me, you'll know. I'm sure I'll send you pictures of all the signs that I get because I'm going to get a bunch.
I wanted a sign or stamp so bad, and I didn't get one from this. Yeah.
Boo.
Yeah, we should definitely do an episode of Cards in Hand on some white stuff that's coming out because I'm really excited for Kisniver. I watched that anime as it was airing, and I loved it. It's super edgy and kind of emo, but I really like the art style. It's by Studio Trigger, but it's not so like whippy and funky looking.
Right.
as like Kill la Kill was. So it's
Right,
really
which is
cool.
why I would probably like it, because I liked
Oh
Kill la
man,
Kill.
yeah.
I just couldn't do it all at once. Like, I haven't gone back to it, but I tried
Well,
marathoning it
let
and I
me
just
show
couldn't do
you.
it. No, like I've seen
Let me.
trailers for this.
Oh, Kids Nightmare.
Oh god, yeah. It's the one where like they all can't feel pain and but they're all like linked together right
The
through.
one kid can't. The main kid can't feel pain
Okay.
at all, and they so when one of them gets hurt,
Right.
the others get hurt. But like you've seen some of the posters and shit, right? Like some
Oh,
of them are really
absolutely.
colorful.
Yeah.
Like it just would look cool on a white set. So it's
I
like I'm really excited for
when
that.
I went to pre-order the Excel World box, I almost got that instead. But because I'd never seen it, I just didn't know. And I knew that I wanted more Excel World. So it was either that or like Love Live Sunshine, which I almost did, but I have so much Love Live stuff as it is. I didn't want to start like a whole new one. So it was really between those three. And so like I almost got them, but I did not, unfortunately. That will, I think, be your deck probably.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. Anyway, you want to move on?
Let's move on to some gaming stuff.
I want to talk about No Man's Sky first.
Do it. I
I'll
know.
talk
'Cause I know
about-
you made a video.
I want to talk about No Man's...
You made a video,
I did.
and then we talked about it last episode a little bit. But now I know you've been playing it a little longer.
I want to talk about No Man's
And-
Lie for a minute. Okay.
Say what you're gonna say, and then I'm gonna tell you some shit.
Okay. There's been a lot of patches that have come out that have actually fixed a lot of the performance problems that a lot of people have been having, which is good. I definitely applaud that. Like, I think it was Total Biscuit said a long time ago when the Xbox One was announced and all the shitty features were announced and everyone's like, oh, fuck you guys. And then Microsoft slowly took out the bad stuff that people didn't like. Total Biscuit was the one who opened my eyes to a different way of thought. He's like, I don't know why people are still mad. They're listening to you. You should be happy. And I'm like, oh yeah, you know what? You're actually right. That's a really good point. So No Man's Sky, or Hello Games, is fixing the frame rate issues and all that stuff. So I can't be mad at them for that. I'm happy that they're fixing that. That's great. But you can be mad at all the stuff that they promised that's not in there. And it was, Angry Joe. Angry Joe did his angry review on it. And that was the best place that I've seen all of the clips together. But he showed all of the videos that were played of real footage, like of them actually playing these levels. And it's nothing like it. It's literally nothing like the game whatsoever. It's like it in the sense that you're on a planet. So, if anyone really wants to know like the nitty gritty on there, go watch Angry Joe's angry review on No Man's Sky. He goes through all the quotes.
Okay.
He goes through all the video clips, and he points out all the little douchey lies that the guy tells, where he's like, you can't see yourself. The only way to know what you look like is if another player sees you, right? And then the host of the show goes, oh, so other players can see you, and he goes, well, it's unlikely to happen because it's so big of a universe. It's like, you know what? Fuck you, because it's not multiplayer. It's a single player game. Just fucking say that.
Right.
Or there's a lot of
Just
quotes.
fucking say it.
There's a lot of quotes. It's like, well, if you discover this, you upload it to the data bank, and then everyone who sees that in the universe will see what you called it. It's like, okay, that sounds like multiplayer. But what you're saying is that in the context of the single player universe, all the other species who see it will see that you've called it that, not other fucking players.
Right.
So, all that stuff aside, we'll see what happens within the next year of No Man's Sky. I have a feeling it'll be a pretty good, hopefully, well, probably not now because of this news that came out, but No Man's Sky player base is down 90% from launch. So they were looking at a concurrent 140,000 players at peak times. It is now down to a concurrent 14. Wait, no, I think I said that wrong. It's down 90%. I think it's like 1,400 players concurrent or something stupid like that. That's quite a dip.
Yeah.
And you know what? Dude,
Nice number.
it's their own fault. I can't, like, oh, it is down to 14,000 concurrent. And this was as of August 24th. It is now the 25th. And this chart literally just goes down and down and down. So, and this is from Steam Spy, I believe. So, it's not like it's an untrusted site. However, that does not take into account console players either. I'm sure on console people are probably still playing it. Well, actually, it's on PS4 and it's not on anything else. But as far as PC usage, it is far, far down. So we'll see what the future holds. I personally believe that the leader of Hello Games will go down in the history books as a con man, right? A liar, a deceiver. And No Man's Sky is going to go down as one of the biggest, best tech demos, but worst games ever because of the $60 price point. It's not a $60 game. It's just not. This is a $15 to $20 indie game in terms of content. It is not a $60 full release game. So that's the unfortunate thing is a lot of people are like, well, it's an indie game. Give it some slack. It's like, but it's a AAA release. You can't be like, oh, well, they have a small dev team because it doesn't matter. They're charging AAA price for this game. It needs to fulfill the AAA, quota, which it does not. So, yeah, No Man's Sky down. Go ahead. Whatever you want to say about it.
Let's shut up. Okay. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. I'm looking at your notes.
Yes.
You just talked about No Man's Bitch.
Yeah.
And you also got Pokemon Go hype dies down next on the list here. So I'm making up a main topic on the spot right now.
Do it.
We're gonna talk about releasing games and how they're being released today, and why it's shitty, and why others like indie titles that aren't getting very recognized are good. We're gonna talk about that. So, anyways, let's get into Sombra ARG reaches a high point, dude.
Oh god.
Oh shit.
This is a huge. So for anyone who doesn't know, for some weird ass reason, Sombra is a character in Overwatch who has been teased since beta. Looking down on the ground in Dorado, you can see a newspaper that says, "Who is Sombra?" and a mysterious shadow outline of a figure. And then on the screens inside Dorado, you can see Protocol Sombra. So it's like, oh, because this was done with Diva. There was posters of Diva in game before she was announced. So people have been wondering who Sombra is. There's been a Sombra or alternate reality game going on for the past over a month and a half, something like that. Okay. It started when Ana came out. A lot of people thought Ana was Sombra because of the very similar outline. She had like the long flowy cloak, so everyone kind of just thought Sombra was Ana, blah blah blah. It's not. I know we've talked about this on the show before, but people started on the Ana reveal not trailer, but like video that they made. There was 2 frames that had a bunch of letters and shit on them, numbers, or a bunch of hex numbers. So a couple very clever game detectives. Shout out to the Game Detectives Discord, which I've been in for the past fucking month nonstop every single day. They found out that there's hidden messages in these coming out, and it all points to this character Sombra. So the past since the 19th.
Okay.
I believe. Whenever the Summer Games trailer came out for the Overwatch Summer Games, that was like the 12th. I don't know. It was a while ago. A bunch of weird shit started popping up in this trailer. There was a code hidden in Tracer's little light trail. There was a bunch of weird direction symbols that showed up in the character reveal, like the Genji, the skin, the blah blah blah, that weren't really in the map, that only appeared in the US trailer. So people were like, oh my fucking god, it's time. Let's figure this shit out. People worked tirelessly day and night to try to crack this stuff. They couldn't crack it. So Sombra came back to get everybody on track after about a week. Sombra came out with a bunch of new clues, blah 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 blah. Long story short, a couple days ago, a topic showed up on the Overwatch general forums by a poster named Skycoder, which was a direct reference to people in the Discord trying to figure out this whole Sombra thing because they thought the Sky Code in Dorado was a thing. For more information on that, check out the video, probably coming out tomorrow, if not on Monday, because I am writing this up right now. Anyway, it had a picture of a skull,
Oh yeah.
which directly ties into the ARG. And when you clicked on this topic on the forum, it brought you to a phrase, and then all of a sudden the screen warped, and it was really cool, and a bunch of numbers flashed by, and people lost their fucking mind, right? And it started changing. Then there was a picture of Reaper in there, a data moshed image of Reaper. And then some eagle-eyed people started realizing, so when you use a forum, you've used a message board before, when you post a topic, it tells you posted 1 minute ago. And then if you refresh, it'll say 2 minutes ago, right? This particular topic started at 23. And then it went down to 22. So it was ticking down, right? This means that people knew when that reaches 0, something was going to happen. So that gave everybody like 12 to 16 hours to hype the living shit out of this countdown. Because now, keep in mind, people that had no idea what anything to do with Sombra was, this was on the general forums. People now knew who the fuck Sombra was. They knew something was going on. So the level of hype was palpable. It was insane. It was so crazy that the Discord devs had to give the Game Detectives Discord additional server space because it kept crashing. Like, they literally had to be like, here, you guys, you can have all this server space. You can have it. You're busy. I get it. So
here you go. We got you.
Right. So it counted down. It went down to 1 hour, and Discord was nuts. You couldn't type, you couldn't talk, you couldn't see anything. It just was completely crazy. So full of people. And there was a debate going on as to whether or not it was going to go to 0 or if it was going to start ticking down to minutes, right? Guess what? It started going to fucking minutes. All of a sudden people were like, oh my God, what is going... It's like waking up Christmas morning to realize you have to wait another hour, right? So they did. So it went from 59 minutes all the way down to a minute. And then it went to fucking seconds. So it's like they were just milking this for all it was worth. And then it hit 0. And then nothing happened. The topic disappeared. Nothing happened. And the internet blew up. It was absurd. It was absurd what happened. Just complete mayhem. It was like the apocalypse. The end of days was upon us. Until a Moment in Crime website was updated. Now, A Moment in Crime, the website, was a temporary website created for Roadhog and Junkrat. If you remember, their reveal trailer was told from the perspective of a television show about crime. And it was them going like, oh, Roadhog and Junkrat are two bandits, blah, 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 blah. So this website, if you emailed the tip line, you got a reply. And in the middle of the reply was an interrupted message by Sombra.
Oh.
So by checking the source code for the A Moment in Crime site, you found hidden message in there. Basically, longest story ever short, there's now another countdown, but it's a percentage and it's going up. It started at 1%, 2%. Now it's up to 5%. There's no clear indication of how fast this goes up. She's uploading information to Omnix. That's as much as we know. And it's been at 5% for the past 20 or 16 hours or something like that. So that's this crazy ass Sombra ARG that's going on right now. If you can go to it, go to amomentincrime.com. You'll see it. It's fucking weird. It's just like
Moment. Estableciendo conexión, establish connection, protocol, Sombra. So, Sombra protocol version 1.9 initiating. Transmitiendo información a Omnicos activos, 5%. Transmission information.
Yep. And if you right click and inspect the source, you'll see in green a little message hidden in the code. And it basically says hacking this television show was fun. Wait to see what happens next, or something like that.
That's so crazy.
Dude, the countdown, though, was absurd, and so many people got butthurt about it because nothing happened. Because so the whole crazy thing was that yesterday was the 20, or not yesterday, the day that this happened was on the 23rd, and there's a lot of repeating instances of the number 23 in a lot of the cinematics and in Overwatch itself. Sombra would be the 23rd character. A lot of people had thought that this would all culminate to an ending on the 23rd of this month, right? Because it was a Tuesday, right? Perfect for like a patch day. Everyone was expecting Sombra to be revealed at the countdown. Didn't happen. So people are really, really pissy and just kind of a little bit fed up. But those people have never done an ARG before. So they don't understand that these things don't happen over the course of 2 weeks. Some of these are like really long things. Shit, the Team Fortress 2 ARG was like 3 years. It was like absurdly long. So.
Bien hecho, ya tiene mi clave. Aquí era este programa de televisión no tuvo chiste. Espérense a lo que sí. So, well done.
Mm-hmm.
They have my key.
Yep.
Hacking this television was not a joke. Wait for what follows.
Yep. So
that's like crazy.
Right? So hacking this television is in reference to the A Moment in Crime television show that takes place in the universe of Overwatch. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's only like a third of all the crazy shit that happened over the past couple weeks. Like I said, I'm writing up a script right now for it because I don't want to wait anymore for it, because I was going to wait until the whole thing was done, but fuck it, I'm just going to make something now. So anyway.
So I kind of want to talk about, I'm going to mention two things really quick. Look up these two trailers right now to our viewers and listeners. Owlboy, you can now add it to your wishlist on Steam, watch the trailer on there. And Cuphead. Now, Owlboy is like a pixel game, and it looks like a retro Super Nintendo game. It kind of reminds me of A Boy and His Blob, because you play this owl kid in an owl suit, and you like pick up this dude and you go and do stuff. Looks like a very fun game. Looks like a kind of Metroidvania side scroller. And Cuphead looks like a 1950s cartoon.
Yep.
Like as you're playing it,
Yep.
it looks like you're watching a cartoon show from the 50s or 40s. And it's very heavy in boss battles. Looks super fun.
So
they've been working on it for a couple years now.
Yeah, so Cuphead was basically the only reason that I wanted an Xbox One over a PlayStation 4, because Cuphead is the coolest art that I've ever seen in a video game. I've just never seen anything like. No one's ever done this before. It legitimately looks like an old Looney Tunes cartoon. But because Xbox and Microsoft are so awesome, all their fucking Xbox games are coming out for PC as well. That means I'll be able to play Cuphead when it comes out.
Yes, I am excited. Speaking of which, though,
you have to get it, and I have to get it so we can play co-op.
Yeah, because Mugman's with him.
Yeah, absolutely.
They basically are playing a dice game with the devil, and they lose.
Yep.
So you have to do the devil's bidding by going and fighting all these crazy monsters and shit.
So cool.
Cuphead and Mugman, let's do it.
Let's do it.
I want to talk about that, though. Let's talk about some of how these indie games are released and talk about how other games are released. Okay? Because Pokemon Go hype is dying down, as you put in the notes right here.
They dropped 15 million players in the U.S.
Like, look, Joel and I already didn't want to play this game, okay? He played it for a bit. Mm-hmm. He got frustrated. Shit was not ready to come out in the first place.
It's
and
still
now
not.
People aren't even like... People are not even hype about it anymore because it's boring as fuck.
Well, that's the thing, too, is everyone's... So, my buddy Steve sent this to me, and he was like... He's like crazy into this game, and he's like, dude, did you see this? Oh my god. And I'm like, yeah, that fucking figures. And but he goes, man, I wish they would release new Pokemon soon because I'm getting bored. And I'm like thinking, that's exactly the problem, is now people are realizing there's really not a whole lot to do in this game. It's not even a game, it's just a walking app. So they're starting to see through that. Yeah, no, exactly. They're seeing through that bullshit curtain now and going, oh, there's really nothing to do here. Oof.
No.
So they needed to have the next 150 ready to go. Just ready to go. Then they could have, maybe then they could have sated people while they worked on their fucking Pokemon tracker, while they worked on making the game actually play. I don't know. Doing anything that they should have done, like trading. Come on. Yeah, whatever.
The thing is what I'm trying to say is, you cannot release games this way.
No.
You can't do it. You can't let No Man's Sky go out. A game like No Man's Sky go out there, and go out like that, and Pokemon Go out there, in the state that they're in, because you are making it okay for game devs to think, oh, there's still like one or two things wrong with it, but it's fine.
Right.
And then that's just going to progressively get worse.
Right. Because
and then
we'll just add it in DLC.
Yeah.
Oh my god, which by the way, No Man's Sky said no, it's not going to happen. Now the motherfucker, what's his name, Sean Murray, was like, yeah, paid DLC is definitely a thing. Fuck Hello Games. I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's it right there. That's a perfect example of what I just said. And this is why, maybe this is another big reason that plays into the whole Sam is a hipster douchebag and hates mainstream games. I've never been into Mass Effect or Call of Duty or whatever. If I played Call of Duty and got hype about it at all, it's because I went to Joel's house and played it.
Right.
Or, because me and Joel had fun playing zombies, trying to kill George A. Romero and shit with the big light thing. But that's so fucking crazy.
It was pretty fun.
George A. Romero. And when Joel and I, we never got really into Mass Effect so much, or Assassin's Creed thing.
I did try Mass Effect a good few times. I own all 3 of them, and I've just never gotten into them.
When you're not a company like Blizzard, we're probably not going to be into it.
It's true, because Blizzard cares. Blizzard polishes their shit before they put it out. Like, damn.
Right, and I recently discovered, I'm trying to think to myself, what is it that I hate about these games so much, other than the fact that they are what they are? I don't like Mass Effect for a lot of reasons. The art is really boring. I don't like the whole sci-fi theme that kind of goes. That's that kind of sci-fi game. I don't like Assassin's Creed. I think it's really boring. That any game with that kind of realistic art style is just, I'm not a big fan of anyway.
Right.
But now I'm thinking to myself, these are franchises. They're here to make money. Okay. No Man's Sky came out the way it came out, and I'm comparing it to how Mass Effect 3 came out however many years ago. And I'm like, Mass Effect had no problems. Did it really? I mean, it might have.
Other than the ending of Mass Effect 3, no.
Yeah, well, that was like a thing.
The ending that promised so much, but it, in the end was only really slightly different. Like, because the thing about the Mass Effect 3 ending is like they toted for the entire series, like, all these choices you make, all these characters you save, blah, blah. This is going to impact your final ending in so many different ways. No one's going to get the same ending, blah, blah, blah. The ending sucked. Like, it just did. It didn't matter what you did. The ending still sucked no matter what. So that was the big issue with that. It had nothing to do with it actually coming out, though. Because when they came out, guess what? They were complete fucking games.
Right.
Right.
And that probably just adds to my hipster douchebagness, or just staying more for those games. Every time I've bought a new game in the past that has come out, like, if I'm going down my Steam library here, like, because even Ark, right, is not really a mainstream game, but it's a very popular game.
When that came out, is that actually out, or is that in like beta still?
No, I think it's out now.
Okay.
It still had a lot of problems though, as I was reporting to every week for like the past however many weeks. But like, indie games like Devil's Dare, Dust Force, and what was it, Titan Souls?
Oh yeah.
All these games that I've bought that are by these indie developers, like, they're fun. They have no problems. I can buy them one time. Dust Force. Every update that Dust Force had was free.
Right.
I didn't have to do nothing. I didn't have to do anything. The Joy Lancer, Mark of the Ninjas, Mercenary Kings, Momodora series, One Way Heroics. I bought them one time and played them for hours and hours and weeks and weeks.
Right.
And there was no problem.
Right.
It's just like. It's like, I got 2 homies. One of them keeps borrowing money from me and not paying me back. I keep borrowing money to this dude. He keeps paying me back. Who do you think I'm gonna hang out with more?
Oh, right. That's okay. You hit it dead on. Here's the thing about an indie game. When I spend $15 on an indie game and I play it, even if it's for 5 hours, that's great. But then when I go back in a year later and I'm like, holy shit, look at all this stuff they just added to the game for fucking free. That's amazing. But then you spend $60 on a AAA game that's incomplete, doesn't work, and then you come back a year later, what happens? Oh, season pass. Did you spend $50 on the season pass? Well, then you're out of shit luck because now you gotta pay $60 for all the fucking DLC. That hurts, and it feels bad. It just feels bad, and that's the shit that happens day after day after day.
Yeah, and that's not okay. And I think we need to get a dialogue going and tell people that's not okay.
Right.
And I think there is a huge dialogue about DLC. There has been for the past however many years, but I think now is the time to like fucking say something because this No Man's Sky thing is bullshit.
Well, yeah, and here's exactly what he said, and you're gonna love this. You're gonna absolutely love this. Sean Murray, I think that's his name. He goes, well, I mean, like the studio's got to make money still to like produce content. It's like, fuck you. You took everyone's money, bitch. You took everyone's money. No.
Right.
You need to make up for what you lied about in your shitty game. Then we'll talk about giving you more money, you dumb motherfucker. I'm so angry. That stuff makes me so mad. It's just like, I can't even. I'll just play Overwatch and like indie games that are actually complete.
Right. And that's a shitty thing. And I think on that note, next week we're going to talk about... Well,
let's bring up the Metal Gear thing, because this fits in there too. This fucking Metal Gear bullshit. This fits in there.
Oh, guys,
kind of a little bit.
Yeah, Metal Gear Survive.
What the fuck is this? Come on.
What the fuck?
Here, I'm going to tell you exactly what I wrote in the notes. New Metal Gear game shits on Kojima. That's what I wrote for like the notes. Because it's a Metal Gear game about surviving zombies. What the hell, Konami? What the hell are you doing? Oh wait, is that the sound of cha-ching? Oh, it's a cash grab. Got it. No problem. I was confused.
Thanks for clearing that up for me.
I hate Konami so bad. I hate Konami so bad.
Listen, that right there and the whole No Man's Sky thing is just the epitome of bullshit. Like, don't fucking do that. You're such a douchebag. I'm calling you out live on my show right now. You're a jerk. What? Fuck you guys.
You know,
like
nobody complains about Activision anymore. Somebody had to step up and take like the douchebag mantle, right? And so now it's like Konami and like Hello Games right now for me. Ubisoft is always up there, of course, you know.
Ubisoft, of course, obviously.
Poopy soft.
Yeah. I'm done with that shit. Like, I was never part of your shit. I'm not gonna be until you shape up and actually put money into some games that matter to people, like, and that people give people what they want.
You used to be part of Crapcom there for a while.
What's Crapcom?
Capcom,
oh, dude.
Crapcom was dicking you out a little bit too.
That's the thing I'll say too, is that I couldn't defend that anymore. There came a point where I had to look at Joel straight in the face and say, I can't defend this anymore.
I'll never forget the day that I destroyed your dreams.
There was this night, Joel and I used to talk on the phone all the time. I would just call him randomly and be like, what's up? He's like, what's up, dude? What are you doing? And we would just talk.
Right.
And one night I was laying up in my bed and Trisha fell asleep and we was talking for like 2 hours. He explained to me this whole entire thing about how Activision did this, about like if you bought the game you were buying it used, you would have to buy this code to play online and do all this stuff. And then Joel's words were literally something along the lines of this: the future of gaming is gonna go downhill really quick because of this bullshit. And look what we're talking about now.
It did. You came over one day, you brought your brand new game you were so happy to get. It was like SNK versus Capcom. You were so happy.
It was Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Street Fighter Cross Tekken. You were so happy, and you sat down, you loaded it up, and I was like, man, doesn't that suck about all the characters that are DLC that are on the disc right now? And you're like, they're not on the disc right now. And I was like, look it up. We looked that shit up. Guess what? They're on the disc. That was the day that I saw you die a little and you lost your faith.
On top of that 2-hour phone conversation, I was just like, I looked at Joel and I was like, I'm not going to defend Capcom anymore.
No, because they
put out Marvel's Capcom 3 and then did the Ultimate Marvel's Capcom 3 bullshit, which I'm glad I didn't fall into. I didn't buy the game long enough to wait for UMVC 3.
Right.
But then they did that cross-Tekken bullshit, and I'm just like... And now they came out with Street Fighter 5, and they're like, no, you can do everything in-game now. Well, thank you. Why didn't you fucking do that for, like, the past however many games or whatever? You guys are fucking Capcom, okay? Like...
It's honestly, it's because people paid for it. Like, that's the thing that a lot of consumers don't understand is they literally have all the power. If people just stopped doing something, supporting something, these companies wouldn't see it as viable. The unfortunate thing, or no, like they would adapt. They would be like, okay, we'll stop charging you $130 for a $60 game. You know what I mean? Because that's basically what it is. Mm-hmm. You buy a game, you buy the season pass, you buy cosmetic DLC, you're paying $160 for a fucking game. You're paying $100 more. And you know what? I get it. Games cost a lot nowadays. They don't have to, but they do, right? Like no one's making you spend $600 million on a fucking video game, right? But like companies do it for some and then they get mad because they're like, well, you know, we should be able to charge $90 for this game because of how much we spent to make it. No, fuck you. Make a better game with a lower budget. It's possible. You see it all the time. Stardew Valley was made by one fucking guy, right? And it's great. Right. It's a wonderful game. It's a good experience, and people love it. You don't have to, like, I don't know, whatever. This could literally be an entire topic to talk about because MMOs died because of this exact concept. MMOs thought, well, to beat WoW, we have to put hundreds of millions of dollars into development. When that killed it, because by doing that, you have to have X amount of subscribers paying X amount of money every month for X amount of years to even make any of your money back. And then you can start making a profit. It's like this shit ruins video games. And it's just, this is the reason why we can't have nice things. We can't have complete AAA games because these studios spend so damn much and they rush so fast, like to meet certain deadlines, that we just can't have all the good shit. I don't know, whatever. I'm done. I just don't even care. I hate games. I love games, but I hate games so bad. I love games, but I hate game companies so bad, except Blizzard. I love Blizzard. Everyone else can go fuck themselves.
I'm sorry, like, if it seems like we asked Blizzard to be on this show. It's hard not to.
There's a reason why.
It's really hard. You know? Right. You know, and hopefully Capcom, what they've done with Street Fighter 5, hopefully they do this with future games, you know, like future fighting games. You know, I don't know if there will ever be a Marvel's Capcom thing that ever come out again. I don't think so. There were talks of a new Rival Schools game coming out, and I don't know how that's going to work or how that's going to look. If it's just going to be a one-timer like the new JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Arena thing. But Mr. Lion Soul, they'll just keep getting away with it. Emoji. I know, bro, but you know... Gotta talk about it. Gotta tell people that it's stupid. That's stupid. And... we're just not gonna... Here's the thing. Here's me and Joel's philosophy about movies, comics, or anything. We're just not gonna give our money to it.
Right.
And we don't. Like... We just don't.
Man, I'm about to get arrested here, but I'll download your fucking game before I buy it. I will steal that shit before I buy it. Just to uninstall it. That's it. I'll install it, uninstall it, never play it. Done. Stupid assholes.
Right. I'm saying, though. All right. Well, that was our show for tonight. You can watch this shit on youtube.com/CardsandHandmen. Go over there. Give us a thumbs up on this video. Like, subscribe, do all that good shit. Joel puts these recordings of these live shows up normally the next weekend or the next Monday.
Mm-hmm. Or Friday.
And subscribe to YouTube anyway.
Right.
Yeah, or for the following Friday, because we do this every Thursday night at 10 p.m. at twitch.com/CardsandHandmen. And subscribe anyway, because you know what? Joel's making
I just want to make a little announcement. It's actually twitch.tv/CardsandHandmen. But
isn't that what I said?
You said twitch.com.
Shut up. It's twitch.tv/cardsandhandmen. Joel makes these cool gaming videos, really awesome opinion pieces that he puts up on the YouTube. Gonna have some Let's Plays coming out soon. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. Go to the Facebook page, give us a like over there, share with your homies, and if you want to come talk nerdy with us, it's every Thursday night here on Twitch.
Yeah, do it.
Nerd Hour Forum Variety Poop. And my bro of the week this week is gonna go to Treasure Island Trade Winds Buffet.
You can't give it to a non-person. Like, you can't give it to a building or an establishment.
I'm so full. Okay, my bro of the week goes to the guy who thought up of the Trade Winds Buffet at Treasure Island Resort and Casino here in Welch, Minnesota. Because I ate so many crab legs and oysters in New York Strip, and I'm so fat. I'm so fat. So fat.
I'll give my brother of the week to Mr. Lionsoul for consistently being one of our best fans by far.
Oh yeah.
And I think probably the person who's gotten bro of the week the most across all the shows that we've ever done. Probably. I think probably. I know he's gotten it more than me.
That's true.
Yeah.
Both Brians have been getting bro of the week.
No, fuck the other Brian. He's not here. I don't care.
Fuck the other Brian. One Tough Nerd sucks.
YouTube. Go to youtube.com/the one tough nerds with an S. Make sure you put the S or else it's not going to lead you to his page. And if you can't find it, just give up and just go to Cards and Hand Him in.
Oh man! Oh, I totally forgot to talk about the new Toe Jam and Earl trailer.
Oh, I don't care. Save it
next week.
Next week. I got really ranty tonight. I'm sorry. I got really angry. I want to apologize to everybody for getting very ranty and angry.
You're an asshole.
I get very passionate about stuff that is really stupid and retarded.
Fuck is your problem?
I apologize for using the R word in that context as well, but they just make me not think. I'm gonna go have some tequila. Hello Games makes me drink.